for the second semi-final of the Unibet British Open here in Cheltenham. Well, tonight is a battle between two of snooker's toughest warriors. Please welcome player with 22 ranking event titles to his name, the four-time champion of the world, the jester from Leicester. It's Mark Selby. Up against the man who started the season as world #1, it's the pistol, Mark Allen.
Heads or tails? Heads.
Good evening. Settle in for the night. Two proper competitors here. Two multiple champions. Mark Selby, every match he's played has gone to a decider. Mark Allen has had plenty of close ones as well. And what a prize. Chance to play the great John Higgins in the final on Sunday.
Yep.
These two have actually been runner-up in the British Open the last 2 years. Allen to Ryan Dane, 2022. Mark Selby last year, of course, to Mark Williams. It's 10-8 on the head-to-head to Allen. 10 of those meetings have gone to a decider. I wonder if we'll be going all the way this evening. Mark Selby to get us underway. I think everybody agrees, Stephen, this is not going to be one-sided like the first match.
No, that's. I think that's a given. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be times in this match tonight where the snooker is not going to be my cup of tea, but pretty much because I wasn't good enough to play it. I didn't have that sight in the game, and you've got to appreciate what these guys can do. It's phenomenal. It's going to be tough match snooker of the highest quality. And yeah, I think you're right. This is going to go a long way, this match. I'd be surprised if it's not, well, 6-4. Every chance it could be 6-5. So if you're watching at home, I hope you've got comfortable seats.
Well, the last 6 matches Selby has played on tour have gone to deciders. The last 2 in the English Open, of course, he lost the last of them in the quarterfinals, and then all of them here, including the match yesterday with Gilbert, although he's played well in his last couple of matches against Tepchara Nu and in that contest with Gilbert. Seemed to be improving as the tournament's gone on. He's looking for his first ranking title since WST Classic. That was in March 2023.
I do also think possibly this first frame could dictate how the evening goes. These frames depend on if someone can get in early and score. Don't do that and the colours, go in the cushions and the balls get scrappy, then that's when it becomes tough. And that's a beautifully struck pot from Mark Allen. It's always nice in any match for your first shot to be as good as that. You feel really good.
Yeah, and they're both good enough. Each is good enough to, if they really turn it on, actually run away with the match. We saw Mark Selby do that against Ronnie O'Sullivan at the Players' Championship. We saw Allen do it to Judd Trump at the Champion of Champions final last year.
just a little bit too much angle, or more angle. And you can see you want it to be a lot straighter in this red, so you can just drop on the black to right corner. And can't even rely on a cannon to get on the black, so it's back to safety. It's one thing that you don't see Mark Allen do, is there's no risk in any shot. If there's any doubt at all, he generally
Mark Allen
doesn't play it.
free.
Likes to have a mug of hot water at all times.
Which is actually strange, because we've had 2 or 3 players in the studio after matches this week, and they've been sweating. They've been saying how warm it is in the arena, so it's seems a little bit weird. But that's his thing.
Yeah, players just develop, I think, sometimes routines, and it's kind of been working for Alan, hasn't it, last couple of years? He's won so many tournaments, so he's going to stick to it. Yeah, Steve Davis in the 80s, he would walk the same route every day from the Grosvenor Hotel in Sheffield to the Crucible, and him and Barry Hearn would step over the same sort of grate next to a pub for good luck. I'm not saying that's why he won 6 world titles, but he couldn't not do it. Doesn't feel like a match where easy chances are going to be coming along. You're going to have to earn your way in with good safety, try and force errors. A good one from Selby.
These safety shots will be a pattern of the evening as well. Both these players don't really... I seen Mark Allen do it last night against Judd Trump, and actually won him the frame. Played a safety where he played the contact on reds thick, opened up all the reds, got a good cue ball. But generally, both players, it's thin safeties, trying to avoid leaving reds on. Well, if the cue ball hadn't ended up hampered by the brown, Mark would have played this red to right corner, stunned across the left cushion for the black to the same pocket, but he won't be playing it now where the cue ball's ended up. Lots of tapping at the table, which is all fair enough. It was a little bit friendly for me. I mean, they were chatting to each other backstage before they went out. Yeah, don't understand it myself.
Yeah, I could hear them. They were talking football, but they were having a little chin wag. You're quite right.
Yeah, if they've started tapping good safety shots, there's going to be a lot of tapping going on tonight.
Another little tap from Mark Selby this time. I mean, for a long time, Mark Selby has been quite rightly regarded as one of the great competitors, one of the hardest players to beat, and that's now the game in the last couple of years that Mark Allen has developed so well. Well, that deserves a tap. What a shot. What a shot from Mark Selby.
Yeah, that's genius. It really is. Absolute genius. I mean, not only to get the connection on the red, but he's actually snookered Mark Allen back. Had to screw into the cushion to widen the angle. That's why he raised the butt of the cue really high, to get the reaction of the first cushion. It was an unnatural angle the cue ball came off at. Wonderful shot. Yeah, we're 10 minutes into this frame. It's 3-0 Mark Allen. There's no real sign of who's going to get in first. And what happens though, they play so many safety shots, and the reds start to get congested round the black spot, and that's the frame just gets tied up. That's why it becomes difficult to score.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Selby 4.
Selby not moving from that chair. Kevin Dabrowski, the referee, replacing the white.
Mark?
Yeah.
Foul. Mark Allen 4.
You were playing the old spot the ball competition. We took the cue ball off and then said, well, guess where it's going to be. Well, that's the kind of area you're going to predict, I think, with these two. It's now been 11 minutes since the last pot.
Well, it's the first sort of mini error. But as you can see what I was saying earlier, because there's been so much safety played, look at where the reds are. Everything's congested. Mark Selby's got a chance to pot this red, but where's he going with the cue ball? There's going to be some shot to get the cue ball back, possibly up the table to get on a colour.
What?
Fabulous cue ball to get it back. Well, no prizes for guessing what's happening here.
Mark Selby. What?
Obviously no problem hitting a red, but can you hit a red and leave it safe? The three reds sort of underneath the black spot, if you come at them from the right side of the table, it'll be a pretty safe area. Yeah, perfect. Good shot.
Mark Selby actually played in the British Open first in his debut season. He was only 16, and he actually beat Peter Lyons, who was here earlier, of course, the dad of Oliver. He lost to John Higgins this afternoon, and then lost to Gary Wilkinson, who's one of the tournament directors right now, since retiring from the game. Selby's had a long career, a quarter of a century, turned pro very young. Took him a few years to find his way. He was never regarded as a great natural talent, but he was always, quite rightly, regarded as a real hard worker. Well, I'm sure those average shot times will come down when we start having some breaks in this match. There's only been 3 balls potted.
Yeah, if you're after aggressive attacking snooker and taking risks and that kind of game, this match would be the wrong one for you. But this could be one of the greatest matches of all time in terms of match play, tactical play. I mean, it's already of the just a standard that I can't even comprehend at the moment. It's just incredible. No one is just getting a chance at all. Granite. The red's second away from the black to the left corner is on here as a pop, but Mark Allen barely gave it a glance. That's a little bit fortunate because contact on the red was thicker than he intended. And well, this is horrible. Where the cue ball has ended up. Probably dead weight off the cushion for this red near the left corner pocket. Cushion first, just roll into it. As long as the red underneath the black spot doesn't pop, that'll be pretty safe there.
Well, he skimmed off a second red there. That could have gone wrong. If he'd have caught the second red full, he would have left what could have been a good chance.
Again, this red to right corner is on. You can play it with topspin. You can play it with left-hand side, so to sort of check the cue ball off the cushion, so to avoid the other reds. Maybe looking at that, there's maybe too much angle to play that, possibly. Anyway, we'll never know, because he wasn't tempted.
This is the thing, isn't it? You know, there will be chances left. It's just whether the players feel it's worth the risk. Some players would do. These two more cautious, more percentage-based. So they've had 24 minutes of play and just 3 balls potted.
great shot. Another tap on the table. But it's not even the skill to play these great safety shots. It's the concentration required to keep playing one after the other in these sort of 20-minute bouts of tactical play. Could be so strong mentally. This is such a tough shot. So easy to get this thick. Full length of the table. In the end, he missed it on the way up.
Seems a bit catch-22, doesn't it? If they're only going to go for sort of easy pots, but the safety's so good there aren't any easy pots, then it's going to take a while for someone to get in.
Well, I have to say, it's Mark Selby's by far the stronger player in this exchange. He's barely put a foot wrong with every shot he's played. Where Mark Allen's got away with 2 or 3 shots. He's not had the right connection on the object ball. He's not left anything. It's a safety shot, but there's a chance of the plant to left corner pocket.
It's only frame 1, but I think we've already seen that Allen's going to struggle to break Selby's resolve. He did, I think, a bit last night with Judd Trump. But Selby's the master at this.
What's the saying? An irresistible force up against an immovable object. You get the feeling that's what this match is tonight. I said earlier, the first frame could set the tone. Another brilliant shot. Another thing about being mentally strong and being focused and your concentration being bang on it is after sort of 20, 30 minutes of not potting a ball, if you do get a chance, you've got to be ready to take it. The safety has been so good that there's not been a red gone past the blue, barely past the pink. problem here for Mark Allen is there's no path up the right side of the table as you look on your screen to get the cue ball back up to baulk.
Half an hour of play in this frame. 3 balls have been potted. There's been some masterful safety. And that's the problem. Nothing's been left. Well, all smiles. They're going to have a re-rack, are they? They're going to have a re-rack after half an hour. We didn't promise you an early night. It's a good job, really. Forget about that, it never happened. We're going to start the match again.
I was thinking it's Saturday night, there's quite a few couples in the audience. It's not exactly date night, is it, this?
Not unless you really love safety play, which these two do, of course. But I have to say, OK, they've re-racked. I can't see the pattern of play necessarily changing in the next frame. They're pointing at you, Stephen. They're pointing at you, giving the thumbs up.
Same again.
Same again, says Mark. You see, they're loving it, and good luck to them.
Double thumbs up.
So,
if I could play safe like these guys, I'd have won 10 world titles.
Thank you.
So we start again.
The first frame. Mark Selby to
They're almost proud of that, weren't they? Well, maybe Mark Allen won't be smiling now. Suddenly an error. Right at the start of what is again frame 1 after the re-rack. Ironic cheers.
what?
But it's interesting how Mark Selby's game face came on immediately that he saw the chance there. So let's see if he can make a dent in this frame.
He's very clever, that Mark Selby. He's got the nickname the Jester, but he's very clever at sort of lightening the sort of mood, but then he just steps back into match mode and he's kind of taking his opponent's concentration away a little bit.
Yes, and he scored heavily this season. He's had 18 centuries. Judd Trump's at the top with 20, 4 in this tournament.
4.
Not an ideal chance at the moment because the black's tied up. Pink also out of commission.
Ten.
I think if he was to get the correct angle on the blue here, he'd be very tempted to go into the pink, try and open things up. He has got loose reds, if he doesn't get the right angle,
11.
and he hasn't done, so he can play for the red to the left of the pink. Now we'll see the angle in a second he's got
16.
here. Screwing the cue ball back through the reds. No better screw of the ball than Mark Selby. He'll work on the cue ball.
17. $22.
Get a little glance at the red towards the right middle pocket. It may look, with that camera angle, that it's quite an easy shot, but it's much more acute angle than that. And there you, that gives you a better idea. This is not easy. Playing it with a tracer right hand side as well. Yeah, nice shot.
24.
And this is where you've got to pay tribute to Selby, that iron concentration for that half-hour safety struggle. And then it was all laughing and joking, and then the switch goes again into break building.
Brilliant shot. Pretty much
20.
to the millimetre where he's wanting the cue ball to be. Look how far the cue ball has to travel here to get the intended spot.
$30.
Yeah, I know there's an open red near the black spot, but he may be tempted to go one cushion into the bunch here off the yellow. Stun off the left cushion, some left hand side. And got into the cue ball too much.
32.
Well, he had
Mark Selby.
aggressive intent, he just didn't play the shot quite right to land on the next red, so it's back to the long grass, but that was a definite frame-winning chance for Selby. 32 the lead, got Allen in trouble. Yeah, got the red first. Good shot. Very good shot. Just a slight miscalculation there. He could have left Selby nicely in. And he has forced an error catching the blue. Wallace seems to be running a bit fast, and
1.
Mark Allen shaking his head. Whether it just pinged a little off the side cushion. So, end of break.
Mark Allen, 1.
Mark Allen, of course, had a maximum earlier in the tournament on his beloved table 2, which, of course, is now gone, much to his delight, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a great arena. It's a great venue, this. A lot of players have been saying they like the Centaur, and it's built up the snooker here over the years. Good crowd in tonight. It will be tomorrow, of course, for the final with John Higgins.
And a miss. Mark Allen, 4. Well. Foul. And a miss. Mark Allen, 4. No.
Well, we're back to the safety, but the difference with this and before the re-rack is black and pink available. Chance could be a good one, whoever gets in next. Obviously, Selby already 23 in front.
Mark Allen 4.
Well, the offers maybe offered up a shot to nothing here for Allen.
Well, even then, there was no real aggression there, was there? It was a pot on the red, played with a lot of safety in mind. There wasn't a lot of commitment there. I know all this safety play is this incredible standard, genius stuff. At the end of the day, to win frames, you've got to pot balls and be aggressive and commit.
One.
A decent pot, but he's going to get 1 point.
Mark Selby 1.
No, surely the shot is to the red that's in the bulk area, bulk end of the table, is to play that up and down, leave the cue ball somewhere near the yellow pocket.
One.
Stunning long pot from Mark Selby.
Brown.
Definitely looks the stronger of the two players. I know it's very early in this match, but in terms of just the body language, the way he's striking the cue ball, Mark Selby looks very good.
6.
He's every match he's played this week has gone to a decider, but his form, his play has got better and better as the week's gone on.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to start matches very confidently. It's been an issue maybe just killing a few off. But he's gone for it here. Taking that brown on, which was a big shot. He was leaving reds if you missed it, but this is where he's making his move in the first frame. Sensing Alan isn't quite as confident, maybe.
This isn't the red he played for. This is more difficult than it should have been.
Third set. Seventeen. Eighteen.
So we've arrived at frame ball. This frame 21 minutes, but of course there was 31 minutes before that, and we had a re-wrap.
It will be important as Selby pops the ball to leave. Mark Allen needing snookers is making sure you pot another 2 balls after you get to this point, because both players will play on in frames, needing 2, maybe 3 snookers.
31. Sure.
So, yeah, for all our sakes, need to make sure they pot the extra couple of balls.
Thank you. 32.
It's interesting though, when Selby saw the chance to go on the attack, he did.
Yeah, the red he potted the long red stunning round a couple of cushions. I'm sure Mark Allen had a chance to do a similar
38.
thing when he went for that long pot but played it with an element of safety.
Mark Selby, 38 on the front.
So it's not the beginning of the end, but it is the end of the beginning. A long opening frame was re-wrapped after 31 minutes. Mark Selby has eventually taken it. Tour in Cheltenham, it's been a busy week of snooker here, and of course we're down to the business end. John Higgins beat Oliver Lyne 6-0 in the first semi-final, and here in the second, Mark Selby has taken the opening frame against Mark Allen at ITV Snooker. For any thoughts on who might win tomorrow, John Higgins, if he does, will become the second oldest ranking event winner. Ray Reardon won one when he was 50. John is 49. First ranking final since the 2022 Tour Championship. But who's he going to play? It'll be a formidable opponent either way. It'll be a great match, I'm sure, either way. It may take a while, though, before we find out who it is. I'm sure John is keeping an eye on proceedings. But Mark Selby, you know, he toughed through that half-hour safety battle. He was all laughing and joking about the re-rack, and then the minute the chance came, he was in early in that last frame, got in again later on, and he's 1-0 up. Mark Allen with another mug of hot water. I suspect the other one went cold pretty quickly during that first frame. Here we go then, frame 2, a possible 11.
Settle down, please. The second frame. Mark Allen to break.
first part of the first frame. I don't think he's done Mark Allen any favours. And
One.
I say Mark Selby's a master of the dark arts. You know, getting everyone laughing, but he remains in the zone. Just may have taken the edge slightly off Mark Allen's focus. So
Six.
needs an angle on the whichever colour he chooses here. Nice, he can screw into the bunch from this red. Not really developed much. One red to the right of the black in the open, but not sure whether it goes to left corner. Quite tricky to get on it to right corner. I think it does go.
Illa.
Regardless of the result, it's great to see Mark Selby out here in a big match again. Of course, towards the end of last season, he clearly wasn't enjoying it. Lost first round at the Crucible, needed a break. Now is he on this
16.
red to the middle? He's had a look from the pocket. Got to be so precise into the middles, but certainly at that pace.
This is excellent snooker
24.
from Mark Selby. Okay, this is not including the re-rack. That's 97% pot success at the moment. 2 out of 2 long pots.
$25.
He's got an angle in the blue. He can go into the main bunch here. The only thing that's stopping him, the top 2 reds. You have to get a really thick contact on the first one to send that into the main sort of 6 reds below that. It's not an ideal angle in the blue. It's not bad. Interesting thing before he
30.
played the blue, he came round to look at the potting point in the blue. I mean, how many blues off a spot has he potted in his life as a snooker player? But still felt the need to come round and just reassure himself. Just sort of plant the image in his brain where he had to hit the blue. Good tip that for amateur players out there.
$31. $36. $37.
They may be able to bring another couple of reds into play here and falling
44.
through for the black. It was just a little bit straight, but the two reds that are on their own, they're both available to right middle. So, simple case of screwing the cue ball off the left cushion. Watch how he plays this shot. Best in the world at this shot, I think. Going low on the cue ball.
$51. $52.
As you can see, when Mark Selby's in this position where he's on a break, he's not slow. I think a lot of people have this perception of him as he's going to be a slow player, but when he's in these positions, he's not slow at all. He's round about probably 20, 21 seconds a shot, sometimes less.
Yeah, as long as he's thinking well, he gets on with it. Sometimes he starts to doubt himself. He can go into his shell, start looking at things.
58.
We're talking a lot about centuries, Higgins and Trump going over 1,000. Mark Selby, 839, so he's right up there.
Not ideal.
64.
He's only one red away from securing this frame, or at least leaving Mark Allen needing a snooker. Choice of two reds. Both need to be played with a rest. Both quite thin cuts.
Thank you.
So Mark Selby, after all, the tactical players got on the front foot in this match, and it's
65.
worked.
Yeah, it's almost like it was a plan, wasn't it, that first half hour of the first frame before the re-rack? He's got stronger, and it's kind of derailed
68.
his opponent, in a way.
$69.
Early days, but Mark Allen has been largely kept out. And he's watched Mark Selby make the most of his chances.
76.
Selby's also been more aggressive of the two.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's going to be interesting to see what Mark
76.
Allen's game plan is now, going 2-0 behind, because Mark Selby's not exactly the player you can sort of try and tie knots and wait for an opportunity. As we've seen in that rehearsal of the first frame, he'll be there all night, waiting for a mistake from the tactical department. So I think a change of
84.
change of plan for Mark Allen might be in order.
85.
As I said earlier, Mark Selby, 4 centuries in the tournament. Of course, there was one round he didn't play because his opponent was a no-show. And 18 this season, so even though he's not lifted a trophy, he has been scoring well.
92.
Yeah, that bonus of £100,000 at the end of the season for the first player to make 100 centuries in the season. The way he's going, he will be one of the contenders. One of the players that will fancy it as a century comes up. Well, since that re-rack, Mark Selby has been flawless.
100. $102.
When he's scoring like this, put that together with his genius in the tactical side of the game, he can be almost unplayable.
105.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times over the long sessions at the Crucible, the way he can win frames in so many different ways, with big breaks or controlling the play tactically. Just does what he has to do. He switched it up here after the
105.
lengthy start to proceedings. 105 from Mark Selby in frame 2 to take early command here of this semi-final. British Open semi-finals day here in Cheltenham. John Higgins already through, of course. He beat Oliver Lyons 6-0 in a pretty quick affair this afternoon. Ollie in his first major semi-final. So Higgins into the final and back into the top 16, by the way, regardless of what happens tomorrow. He'll play the Mark Allen or Mark Selby. Selby 2-0 up. Final best of 19. Played, of course, over 2 sessions. So we're just waiting for Selby. It's interesting, though, how completely changed the dynamic of the match there. It almost seemed to just catch Allen on the hop a little bit. Maybe he was expecting it to continue to be quite attritional. And then Mark Selby has just completely switched things round. Pretty comfortably won the first frame and then the century, the 105 in the second. Just asking the question of whether Allen now is going to go on the offensive as well. All part of the intrigue, of course, of this great game. Mark Allen has himself found so many ways to win in recent times. Well, they've got a little teddy bear, they've got the I Love Snooker t-shirt on. Brilliant. Yeah, I was just saying, Allen in recent times has gone from being a heavy scorer to developing this steal in his game, and he'll be ready for the challenge here. They played between them lots of different matches. They played 9 best of 11s between them, and 8 have gone the distance.
Mark Selby to break.
Cheers, Dave. Well, Mark Allen's got to find something quickly if he's not going to, stay in touch in this first session. Best of 11's are quite a long match. Even if you lose the first 4, you still think you're in it. 3-1 is not the worst. Now he needs to get a frame on the board soon. As I said, I think Mark Allen's got to be aggressive tonight to beat Mark Selby. And that certainly was a more aggressive safety shot, but the thing with playing that is you've got to find the baulk cushion, and he hasn't done. Left a pretty comfortable opening red here for Mark Selby. Wouldn't expect him to miss this, the way he's been queuing the last 2 frames. Few ball to run.
1.
I think the pink's available to the left corner though. Just looking to see what spots are available. I don't think the pink spot is. He's going to see if it's going to go on the black spot if he pots it, which if it does, it's kind of going to be out of commission.
Set.
Now it's very simple to play the red to right middle and play for the black, but then all the spots are taken up, so the black then goes underneath the pink, close to the black spot and the black cushion.
Eight.
Delicate operation for Kevin Dabrowski, the referee. The black goes as close to its spot as it can. without touching the pink.
15.
Still potable, the black. Okay. Just wants to clear that area.
$16. $21. $22.
If he's straight in this blue, it's just a matter of potting it and screwing the cue ball back in the direct line past where his bridge hand is. But I'm going to be quite exact here to find the gap for when he's two reds to the right corner. He's not hit it.
$27.
Can I just see enough of this red to clip it in?
Well, this is very impressive from Selby. He really is in the zone now, sensing a chance to really pull away with this match.
Yeah, it's pretty close to the form that's seen him beat Ronnie O'Sullivan 6-0 in the Players' Championship last year. It was just awesome. He's never missed, never looked like missing. Looking like that at the moment. He's just pointing here, so he wants to pot this red
30.
in the left corner and cannon the red that he was pointing at there, the one to the right of the pink and black. And that should leave him on the black to left corner. Just didn't get into the cue ball enough. He obviously wanted a full contact
32.
on the red, and he's now got the problem of where the red's ended up. Got to find a way of hiding the cue ball.
Mark Selby, 32.
Oh, another tap on the table by Mark Allen. The way the last half hour, 40 minutes is going, I wouldn't be in the mood to be tapping the table. He had a chance to possibly, the red up the left cushion, to go for that Mark Allen and leave the cue ball in a way that those 5 reds were blocking the red over the corner pocket, and he'd been on the blue. I mean, again, he didn't even look at it. not saying it was an easy pot by any stretch, but this frame could get a bit... Well, it could stall this frame now with that red over the right corner. So obviously no one's going to take a risk to leave it.
It's touch and
So touch and ball gives Selby the opportunity to send the cue ball up to the bulk end, and you think anywhere near the yellow pocket with the cue ball will hide the red behind the blue. There's no way he wants to risk a re-rack with a 32-point lead.
There you go, 40 minutes since he potted one. And the contact is not made. So Mark Selby, 32 in front, comes back to the table.
Yeah, that first frame before the re-rack is what's happened since with the sort of joking. As I say, it's completely, I think, wiped out Mark Allen's focus and concentration. Okay, he's not getting many visits to the table, but the visits he has had, he's not played a good shot. Not one single good shot.
Selby looking at the black spot, thinking the pink might go on it.
it's not even close. I can
Referee says it's not even close.
you see it's not even close. Okay.
He must have just been slightly off the black spot, but Mark Selby's caught him out there.
Set.
Yeah, he's played for the red with the pink now in the way. That's the problem. So looking at this one down the table. And in it goes. Superb.
Eight.
Yeah, and how well did he have to strike the cue ball in order to avoid contact with all the bulk colours and get the check side off the cushion to bring the cue ball back out. Wonderful bit of cueing. It's not played a good positional shot there though. Cue ball needed to be about, I don't know, about a good, about a foot to the left of where it is now. didn't want to be using the rest.
Yeah, he was really annoyed that he had to get
Mark
the rest
Selby.
out because he knew he was on top. Now, how these reds covering one another. Seems they are. So he got away with one there.
Thank you. Foul. And a miss. Mark Allen, 4.
Again, there was a red above pink spot that was available to right corner there for Mark. I'm sure it was a path for the cue ball through the gap. Mark Selby gets this shot right. He may wish they had a closer look at that red, Mark Allen. Maybe doing him a disservice. Maybe there was no path for the cue ball, but didn't seem to look at it at all. When he has got the right contact, and if this is up behind the brown, yep, it is. Just think sometimes you have to make something happen yourself in a match rather than wait for something to present itself. As we've said many times, you'll be waiting a long time. You're playing Mark Selby in this form.
No, it did hit, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely hit it. No touching ball call. This little stalemate, of course, Selby is 40 in front, so it's sort of up to him ultimately to break free of this.
Foul. A miss.
Well, He was trying a delicate shot.
Mark
He's just barely feathered the white there.
Put back. Sure.
Put it back. Back where?
Mark.
Don't think it was there.
We can check if you like.
As I say, if this went on and the referee was forced to step in, it would be obviously Selby who would have to change things because he's leading the frame. Mark Allen will stay there all night and do this. Real good study there. Trying to cover all the reds with the black. He may not quite have done it, but even so, he's broken out of that little impasse. Selby was annoyed because Allen could see the edge of that red to play the white back down to ball. And it has to be said, if Allen were to get a chance here, they're sitting nicely with a counter attack in this frame. He's only 36 behind. No balls on cushions. Excellent weight. Any heavier, he could have left a pot on there. Does feel a significant passage of play, this. Selby, you know, has looked positive. He had a chance for 3-0. Mark Allen desperate to try and get in. It's now 52 minutes since Mark Allen potted a ball. Sort of looking at the three-ball plant with safety in mind here, the three balls are quite a distance apart. Red, pink and red. cue ball was always going back down to ball. Well, that ends a 53-minute spell when Mark Allen hadn't potted one. Now, can he get himself into the right frame of mind to take this chance? He's had to wait a long, long time for it.
Yeah, what a chance it is. And as the best players in the world, you should be ready for this opportunity. Even the amount of time he's been out without potting balls. That's what these players are used to. So when the chance presents itself, you're ready to take it.
Let's see. $15.
Yeah, you can see Selby's monopolised this table, but this is a key visit now for Allen, just to get himself involved in this match. Get himself going, if anything.
$22. $23. $28. $29. $36. $37.
There was a bad shot from black to that red. There was too much, a lot more angle on the pot of the red than he wanted. And consequently, he's now finished wrong side of the blue. This was the shot. I was waiting for a little bit of right-hand side to react off the cushion, just to bring the cue ball up the table towards the blue a little bit, to leave that red straight, but it was plain bald. Now this red is definitely missable.
42.
That cue ball to stop. And now he wants it to run.
43.
Again, it's the simple things that let you down. Such a simple shot from black to second last red. Didn't play it right, and he's not won the frame from that great chance. Will it cost him?
Mark Allen. 43.
There's been no one better in the history of the game than Mark Selby at when snookered, getting out of it and not leaving a pot on. The majority of players, well, myself included, would just be happy with, as long as they hit the yellow, try and get it safe. But he makes sure he hits it the right way. It's incredible, really. It's part of his genius. Possible double. Doubt if Mark Allen takes the double on. The thing with playing a double, the risk is if you miss it, you've got no idea where the yellow's going to end up. No. Just with his general, the way he's been playing, Mark Allen, surprised he took that risk. Maybe he has decided to try and make something happen to get into this match. Doubles are very risky.
Two.
So Selby back in, excellent yellow. Big moment in this match, you feel. Mark Allen was just starting to find a way in, didn't get, of course, position. And in the end, the double, Stephen said, could have finished anywhere, left a pot. It was still a good one for Selby.
Yeah, he's really up against it now in this match, Mark Allen. I can't think of many players tougher than Mark Selby to try and reverse a 3-0 deficit, especially when he's in this kind of form.
Let's see.
He had his chance. It was his best one of the match, Mark Allen. But the frame, once again, goes to Mark Selby. Feels big. Back frame, and Mark Selby halfway towards a place in the final, leading 3-0. So big frame to win, you feel, for Mark Selby. Certainly, if he could take this one, then Mark Allen is bang in trouble. We saw a whitewash earlier. This has been a harder fought match, but it's still one-sided in terms of the scoreline. Selby 3-0. Allen just didn't get on a colour off the last red, and then, of course, he took the double on the yellow, but didn't get it, left a chance. Selby took it out.
1.
Fabulous bit of improvisation there to pick out that double. And I think he's got the perfect angle in the yellow to drop on the red, either the one above the black or the one nearest the black cushion.
Frame. Four.
I mean, that's a long way from happening, and I don't think it will, but it'd be ironic. Mark Selby, every match he's going to decider. He suddenly wins this semi-final 6-0. But certainly it's all one-sided at the moment. That chance that Mark Allen had in the previous frame was, well, it looks like it could be very important. Mark Selby just asking someone to, in the audience, to keep still.
Nice. Sixteen. Seventeen.
It's not red. Decided to take the risk and go into them, and he's okay. Not perfect, but
24.
he's not going to miss this red, you wouldn't thought. He's going to take the cue ball back up the table, though, for blue. Again, since that restart of the first frame, okay, Mark Allen, apart from that chance apart in this match by Mark Selby.
Yeah, I mean, that's the live pot success. That's balls potted in live play. 99%. So he's just not missing Selby when he's getting these chances.
31.
Brilliant. It's brilliant cueing is what it is. Because
36.
you see how far it takes the tip of the cue back. When he brings the cue back here, it's back to the cushion there. And to get the power, but also strike the cue ball in the middle. Any side on the cue ball there, unwanted side, and that shot doesn't come off. It's just highest quality.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough praise as a shot maker. You saw the way he got in with the double. He doesn't get enough praise, full stop, really. Written off a lot as sort of a grinder and all of that, but got so many levels to his game. And we're seeing them all this evening.
37.
We're seeing his patience and his discipline, his pinpoint tactical play, his break building skills, as I say, shot making. And of course, temperament is everything.
Yeah, when Mark Selby was on the same amount of world championships as Ronnie O'Sullivan, I thought Mark Selby was going to be the one that would perhaps overtake the 7. It didn't work out that way. He's kind of like stalled in terms of winning World Championships, and Ronnie obviously has got to 7, but
40.
in my opinion, he was the one that was going to do it. As I say, when he's playing well, he's just unplayable. There's just no weakness. It's gone slightly wrong. Too much angle in the pink, so straight blue to left corner. This you would think is frame ball when you look at the situation of the reds. He's missed it. He's missed one.
Mark Selby, 45.
This is a huge visit to the table for Mark Allen in the context of this match now. It really is. Seeing his opponent with a 99% pot success, getting in at 3-1 would almost be a result for Mark Allen, the way he's been dominated.
One. Three. Mark Allen, free.
Well, he was bang under it to produce something. And this visit didn't last long. He's missed that red with the rest. He's so good, Allen. We saw it last night with Judd Trump, putting other players under pressure, but he's under it himself right now, thanks to this man at the table. Well, that might be a shot we look back on later on, maybe much later on tonight, because that was a massive let-off for Allen, who must have been seeing 4-0 on the horizon.
One.
That only just dropped.
Yeah, red is in. A little cannon on the pink would be beautiful here. Leave the choice of 2 reds to right corner. Yep, that's fine. That'll make him feel good. Okay, the black, again, didn't go in the middle of the pocket, but he got the cannon.
8. 9.
Right, seemed to jump up pretty quickly there again. The red didn't go in the middle of the pocket. Probably play another little cannon here. The red to the left of the 2 that are together. That's surprises me. That to me is playing it a little bit safe.
16.
And I think if Mark Allen's 3-0 in front, he plays that cannon.
Seventeen.
Yeah, very good.
21.
Judge the pace of that shot perfectly.
22. 29. 30.
'Didn't want to be straight on the black. Shake of the head. May have to leave the red to the yellow pocket here. Yep. This is certainly not
37.
an easy pot, or as easy as he wanted it.
Well, in some ways, for Mark Allen, that's the shot of the night. Could it be the start of a full-scale recovery? First things first, must win this frame.
Yeah, that showed a lot of character, Larry, because he must have been, well, you could see he was so disappointed being straight on the black
42.
to leave himself a trickier pot. That was excellent.
Now, the key thing here is he won't need the pink. So it's about brown to blue. Try and get on this scoreboard. Mark Selby's made the running. We had the half-hour full start. That frame was re-racked. Selby dominated the next 2. Of course, the 3rd was tight. Mark Allen could have won it. Went wrong.
47. 51.
Blue to lead by 14 with 13 on. Both these players made of strong stuff. And there could still be some way to go here this evening, but this has been very important last few minutes. Mark Selby missing that red after Alan's miss, and then Alan potting the last red to the yellow pocket. Two very important moments for him to get on the scoreboard. He's 3-1 down, but he'll be delighted to win that frame. Mark Selby looked like he was very confident and could run away with this evening. Mark Allen has other ideas. So at the interval, Selby leads Allen 3-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Mark Selby and Mark Allen with referee Kevin Dabrowski.
Let's drop.
Let's resume this battle. You know, the last time these two played, it was the quarter-final of the Riyadh Season World Masters of Snooker, a tournament better known as the Golden Ball event. Well, Alan won 4-3.
Thank you.
Selby made all the running.
Frame 5.
Alan got the verdict.
Mark Selby to break.
Just wondering, after what happened in the last frame, are we going to see a repeat? I think in many respects, having lost frame 4, Neil, the interval came at the right time for Selby.
Well, he was doing all the playing, wasn't he, until those couple of misses on the blue and then an easier red. Alan did well to take the frame, though, in the end, when the chance did come.
What?
When Mark Allen got to the final of this tournament 2 years ago, he didn't play well in the final, but to get there, he was absolutely superb. But he was playing a very different game then to the one he employs now. I think he needs to go back to the future, as it were. Find that old inspiration.
Well, usually the close control is absolutely
6.
right. And it's still very well judged there, playing on that red, the angle to get on to the black.
Set.
This is his absolute strength.
Would say. FC. $22. $23.
Getting that low angle on the black again so that he's got a very straightforward shot for his next red.
30.
How quickly things change when Selby was on a break of 45, seemingly heading for a 4-0 lead. It looked as though it might be a very disappointing night for Mark Allen. But the pendulum has shifted.
Well, of course, he didn't play on this red up into the green pocket. It's the one he's looking at, but the easier red, I don't think he's as straight on it as you'd like to be, just to run through on the black. So he is now looking at this option. It's probably not that difficult. He's right behind it. Red's got a bit of a distance to travel.
$38. $39.
Yes, he could have played on one red, but he had the absolutely perfect angle on the black to just disturb them.
46.
And he has, but now, as you can see, just awkward queuing on the red he wants to play to right corner. I think he's going to end up having to play it in the absence of any other shots. Just a bit awkward, bridging over that red. It helped that the pink went to the left corner. It means he didn't have to use extra pace on the red. Would have become a potentially missable shot then.
It went thick. Mark Allen's reaction screams
47.
kick.
Well, let's have another look at it. To take his word for it, and I'm not saying it didn't kick because I don't think he'd miss it otherwise. Didn't see it jump. So it wasn't an old school kick where you just know straight away the contact is not right.
One.
Yeah, sometimes the sound provides a clue. It didn't there. But the player knows best, and Allen was aghast.
Yeah, I mean, the technology of the chalk that is used certainly has been improved, because
8.
kicks used to be something we used to see all the time, and it was quite tiresome. Keep on talking about them, but they're fairly rare now.
9.
Yes, and consequently, if you suffer from one, it hurts more.
$16. $17.
Of course, throughout his career, Mark Selby's had many a kick in lost frames as a direct result. He knows how bad you feel when that happens, and that's why he's so keen to put the boot in, as it were.
22.
Feel it would be levelling up the books if Selby pinched this frame, because he really should have won the frame before the mid-session interval.
.30. .31.
Something in irrelevance, I think, with the pink being on the cushion. It won't affect Selby because he takes all the reds and colours up to the pink. He'll be too many in front by then. It's that red on the right as you look. Could cause a problem.
37. .44.
And that's why this positional shot is so vital.
45.
Yes, it is, Phil. Good call. And he's actually played in top side, so he can just stun in behind the red. Looking to get onto it into the left middle, or at worst left bottom pocket that he's knocking the black in. How often does that happen on that shot? You finish it in between both.
52.
It's not an easy shot to either left corner or left middle. It's the worst place to finish. So middle pocket, cue ball running around the back of the black. Pot is not a certainty here. Played it as if he didn't fancy it, trying to get that cue ball away.
Selby, 52. One.
If he pots the blue here, then yellow to blue, he won't need the awkward pink.
Six. Eight.
Now, that's a bit like Selby's shot. Finishing where he has makes it difficult. Right in behind the green is just about frame over. But as you can see, the cue ball on the baulk line. It's a very difficult shot, this, whichever way he decides to play it. So both players have fallen foul of a very similar positional error.
And we cannot overstate the importance of this frame.
You can see both balls on the baulk line. The cue ball's going to have to go right round the table. The pot is a long way from being easy. Even if he gets the pot, position's not assured. It's an awkward one, this.
Mark Allen, 8.
Mark Selby, a relieved man, I think, to come back to the table with the frame still live. Well, he just wanted to put the green beyond the left middle. As you can see, he's not got the snooker behind the blue. That'll do.
The aptitude of these two when it comes to tactical exchanges, this might go on a while.
Well, Selby is a very difficult player to outwit in a battle on the colours. But Alan with that three-point lead, it may seem like nothing, that three-point lead, but as Phil was saying earlier, if he pots the next ball, he won't need the pink. Selby will need the pink. And the pink's not impossible, but it's slightly awkwardly placed. So it means Alan is a marginal favourite.
And the odds have just changed. Nothing easy, though. Nothing easy at all.
No, I think more difficult even than the pot is not being able to hold for the brown. I'm sure he could drag this in and hold for the brown, but goodness, it makes the pot very missable. The natural pace to pot this green is to take the cue ball back down the table away from the brown, which of course he doesn't want. And he's not got great cueing either with that pink there. Be a good shot to pot this and land behind the brown. Played it well enough, but still not very good position.
Reliable with the rest so far this evening, Selby. 5 out of 6 potted. But this is a real test.
How we would love to that cue ball to be short of where it is. Still nicely played. But now blue to pink is the problem, and he'll only need the pink. But how did he get very close to it to roll it down the cushion? Not sure he can. Yes, and I don't think he can roll it gently. He's got to give it just a little bit. He'd love to play it as slowly as possible to give the puck every chance of accepting the ball.
In goes the pink. And Mark Selby is in the pink. 4-1 ahead, 2 frames away from the final. How many battles has Mark Selby been in? It's a rhetorical question. I don't know the answer. I just know it's plenty. And over the years, he's won more than he's lost, a lot more. And I think frame 5 will do him the world of good. Mark Allen should have won it, but he didn't convert. And so the pain of losing the 4th frame for Selby now greatly eased by the fact he's now back 3 in front, Neil.
Indeed, I think you're right. It does seem to have leveled things off. They both had shots in that frame, didn't they? When Selby didn't get on the last red, he was stuck between the shot to the middle and the corner. And really the same thing happened on that yellow to green. Mark Allen buried on the side cushion by the bulk line. And those small margins make all the difference. A match of this kind, that'll be hurtful.
Frame 6.
Allen lost that frame.
Mark Allen to break.
He's such a lion heart, though, Mark Allen. I would not discount a full-scale recovery. You would assume, though, he would need to tuck this frame away.
Well, for everything he's achieved in the game, Selby, and let's be honest, he's done it all. But just recently, he's just developed this habit of not being able to put a match away when he's in a position like this. He needs 2 more frames. But Mark Allen needs 5, and he could dispatch him fairly swiftly, but you get the feeling it's been a problem for him to do so. Yeah, certainly in recent matches.
Foul. And a miss.
Yes, you're
Mark
absolutely
Allen.
right, Neil. And it's not that he's got an issue with Bottle, because he wins eventually. It's just when he's nicely in front, he's unable to win comfortably. He does find a way, but it takes some time.
Maybe a
Sure,
bit like
we
one
can
of the
check.
racehorses around this great venue here at Cheltenham who just loses concentration in front.
Sure.
And you can put a pair of blinkers on a racehorse, but you can't do it to a snooker player, can you?
Me to me. Quarter ball to me. A bit more. A fraction more.
Referee Kevin Dabrowski, lucky to have Olivier Martel as his
Yeah.
marker.
Well, that looks like, because I'm playing it centre ball, but that looks like my cue
Let me
game
just
goes to
go
the
there and
11.
check from... could you bring it on again, please?
While Dabrowski is relatively inexperienced, Olivier Martel has been right at the business end of snooker, wearing the white gloves for a Crucible final.
Well, it does look
There's
like there's
Kevin
still a
Dabrowski
little bit
just
of room.
inspecting the screen
that
there.
side,
It
but it's-
remind me a bit of VAR that
It's
they
also
go up
slightly...
right up
yeah,
to the screen on the touchline, don't they? And
maybe like this.
well, they sometimes just end up sending somebody off. And that's going to happen. Here he goes, look.
Yeah, now it's spot on.
Yeah. Can't argue with what's on the screen. What can't speak, can't lie.
Foul.
And that's exactly what happened to Selby.
Mark Selby.
The aim is, as you saw from Selby's second go, to hit it about an 8th ball and just shape it in behind the yellow. Not that much because he
That's
couldn't
too
see
much.
it very easily there.
Can we check, Ollie?
We're going to go to the screens anyway.
Looks pretty good. Mark?
It's good.
Well, that's just gone too far, that cannon on the brown. But with just one red in open play, it's hard to really say this is a great chance. Far from it. Could make it into one.
One.
I think Alan needs to find some verve, some pizzazz. That would assist with his own rhythm, but also place Selby under some pressure.
Well, I think a boost would be if you could really spread these reds here in this shot. Let's see what kind of collision he gets with the bunch. That's more than a good shot. It's absolutely beautifully played. That verve you asked about, I think when you see the red spread, it can invigorate a player.
Alan's produced some wonderful break-building performances against Selby over the years. They played in a final in Antwerp in 2012. It was only best of 7. Alan made 3 centuries. He also made 3 centuries in a single-session match when he beat Selby in the quarter-final of the China Championship in 2016. That's the kind of brilliance that can tip the balance here.
22. $29. 30.
'Yes, disappointed to be very straight on this. I mean, naturally, he's screwing into the red just past his bridge hand, which, of course, is no good to him. Might be able to force an angle. Kind of a hard stun shot with expected the cue ball to race back to the right cushion, but he didn't mean it to. He aimed a little higher on the cue ball there.
$38. 43. 44.
I'd be annoyed, really annoyed. I mean, you know the red might do that. It depends on the contact. I think he hit too much of the red there. And it's got right in front of the black. It's very easy for that to happen. But it doesn't make you feel any better when it does. He's just taking a little pause there. I think he's more than a bit frustrated with that last shot because this frame was close to being in the bag. And it isn't now.
A little misleading, that match time. Doesn't include the half-an-hour re-rack in the opening frame.
That was just an extraordinary business, wasn't it, that re-rack? It really wasn't a re-rack stalemate. It's just that they cancelled each other out to the point where there was nothing left for either to give. Almost like, let's start this match again and pretend it never happened. And he's taking it on. Surprises me. What a shot, though. What a shot. Didn't play to land right in behind the red, but I seem to think that it's as
49.
worthy an opportunity to go for as any safety shot he might be able to play. Well, he's recovered the situation really well there. 2 excellent shots in succession.
Let's see.
How can you not applaud the enterprise? That's exactly what he needs.
Oh my God. Foul. Mark Allen, 50. Mark Selby, 5.
Very frustrated.
Oh my God.
I mean, he played to go past those reds. Just bounced it up for a red, but after getting himself back on track, very surprising. Very unlike him. But Mark taking, Selby that is, taking no advantage of it.
We heard the OMG from Mark Allen when the cue ball went in. There was no OMG in a different context when Selby left him banging again.
One. Six. Seven.
So just some signs from both players of frustration, anxiety as this match continues. Quite a long way from the winning line yet. But Allen really could do with getting this frame put away because he's faltered more than once.
It's going to be a quicker frame than most because this elementary blue to middle is frame ball.
18.
And against Mark Selby, everyone on tour will tell you it pays to pot an extra couple of balls after frame ball.
Mark Allen, 23 in the flat.
Helped by a half-century break, Mark Allen, is he on the comeback trail? We'll find out after the break.